Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, episode 18. And bloody cold one, that's for sure. Hope everyone's keeping well and wrapped up nice and warm, at least. I mean, hopefully Fuzzy's got his hot chocolate rather than his cold chocolate.
No, I've
Oh,
got cold chocolate. I have. It's so
brave
cold.
new.
I didn't even need to stick this carton in the refrigerator. Just leave it in the garage. It's so cold in there. It acts as a refrigerator, so
Wow,
it's great. It's great. But everywhere else in the house is nice and toasty, so I can wear my short sleeve shirt.
superb. Anthony, how are you, mate?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. It was a cold one yesterday with all that snow. I wasn't
Oh,
the
you're snowed
greatest.
in as well. Mm.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest when you're out. When you're out in it. Fucking erected nipples and your bollocks are like two ice cubes. But apart from that, it was cool. It's
You
been
tried to flick it off.
yeah, yeah. I think when I got home, my missus was like, "Snow." No. But apart from that, yeah, no, it was good. It was all right. The first of experience with money, but listen, I think the sun. The sun. I think the snow has come early, so we might have a like when I say a mild winter, it'll be cold, but it won't be that cold. Is
Mm.
what tends to be. So,
I'll be
and
interested
we're
to
looking
see how
forward
much
to
snow
the
we get.
football this weekend. I'm glad the international break is gone.
It's-
Absolutely crap, waste of time. And I'm glad the Premier League's back. This what we always want. This is what we want. We want it really.
Yep, yep. So, bear with me because I just realised something. There's something I wanted to do. Let me just quickly go into the chat and say hello to our good people that follow us and obviously kind of keep us entertained with some of their great comments. First one for tonight is Elton Doors Football TV. Don't go breaking my heart. Absolutely superb.
I'm still standing after all this time.
Oh,
Shame
superb.
he's not. Shame he's not a Watford fan.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
true.
You should have chosen better, Tony. You should have chosen better.
Good evening to our good friend Colin. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Good evening out with Doors Football TV. Good evening to Arsenal Manic as well. Good evening. Saying hello. And also to our good old friend McManus. Big up chat in the panel, like, share and subscribe to Early Doors Football TV and obviously HotFuzz44 as well if we can, as well as the McManus Gaming channel as well, please. Hope
Big
you're
up,
well, mate.
McManus. Get well soon, yeah. He's had in all fairness, it's his business, but I'll say he's actually been off. He's done his back in, and the doctor phoned him off for this week. So,
So what
he
are you
had a
putting
match.
Viagra pills in?
Yeah, exactly. What it was, because he works in a warehouse, he was making it was his turn to make the teas, and as he was making the teas, he put his back out, the poor sod, straining a fucking tea bag out. So it's easily done. It's easily done. So,
Well,
but get well soon, yeah.
let's hope he put it in the accident book. Things like
Yeah,
that. You could be very careful with
yeah.
them
Especially
spoon
stringing out a
slips.
tea bag. I know.
I'll
Tell me
say them,
about it.
spoon slips. Out goes the eye. You just got to be careful, mate. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, something like that. And good evening, Aces. Good to see you again. Andy Fuzzy Murray. And also Bristol Rovers tractor supporter in Anthony. Big up, Daz. Big up, Tony. We'll put my predictions in on after a Twitter and I have a free device, mate. No problems at all. Hope you're okay. And good old matey, Guna Matata. Big up the panel and the chat. Where do you buy snow chains for the tractors? You just let a bit of air out the tyres, don't you, mate? That's what you
Yeah,
do.
you do just let a bit of air out the tires, wrap the chains around the wheel, and just crash into a load of fucking scarecrows. What more do you want?
Superb. Evening, Matt. Hope you're well, mate. Big up the panel in the chat, and also Anthony's cousin. Where's Herbert? Try being stuck in a bloody field all day. It can't be easy, that's for sure. Big up to
No,
AFC always. Hope you're well. Good to see you in here.
always.
Yeah, say no, show Aces GPS tractor alarm is not beeping, thank God. Well, Anthony, explain to the good people in the chat, how do we stand with the fire? The smoke detector.
The fire detector. The fire detector was. I bought a new battery and put a new battery in it. And listen, we got new beeping. So that's it now. So the beep is now necessarily gone. I've noticed the picture up there next to Fuzzy. If anyone can see it, the smoker alarm. But yeah, there's new beeping now. So we're just going to
bring
try
our
and
own
see how
beeping.
many views we're going to get on tonight's show. If it's less views than the others, fuck it. I'll put the old battery back in and we'll go back to the beeping. So,
2 more weeks of battery smoke detector hell. McManus is saying, listen to this guy, comedy carrot crunchy with 4 falls.
he's been calling me that all day. Carrot
Has
cruncher.
he?
He's been calling, yeah, he's been messaging me all day. All right,
Carrot
carrot
cruncher.
cruncher. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Jimmy. He's the only person, Arsenal fan that I know that actually looks like Jimmy Somerville. Seriously.
AFC always is saying, I've just got off the phone to my mate, his wife.
What the fuck was that? Oh, Fuzzy.
You thought you got away from it. This coming back from the grave.
Just cut me short there because I think it's come back. AFC always. I've just got off the plane, off the phone to my mate. His wife has left him, taken his Bob Marley collection and satellite. No woman, no sky. Superb. God is saying, good evening, Tony, Fuzzy, and Anthony. You lovely, wonderful gentlemen. Nice to see you lovely and warm and not wearing your winter woolies. No, mate. Just me long johns. That's enough to keep me warm. Hope you're well, mate. Hello. Evening, James. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks. Good to hear, Matt. Good to hear. There they are.
Oh, here it is. I stole this. Was it last night's show with you, Budgie? And I'm going to have to zoom in. So excuse the zip of the fingers. But
where's Herbert and Budgie?
Oh, fucking hell. Jesus Christ. If he comes in the chat, but what did Budgie say about this?
He laughed. He thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's superb. You love it. I was waiting for 11 comments or light bulbs. Big up, Ross. Good to see you again, mate. Big up, John Cena and the crew. Anthony got a goddamn battery finally. Yeah, only 2 weeks, but
yeah, it was a very strong battery. My missus is fuming. He was at her, one of those. But it's a 24-volt thing. But
Guna Matata's asking, how's your channel coming along, mate?
I don't know. I haven't even. A lot of people's been asking. I really haven't been giving it that much thought, but there's not a show coming out in the time being. There's not. I'll tell the truth on that one. At the end of the day, I'm happy to just jump in on sort of people's shows, and that sort of thing. But if I was to do a show, everybody on here and obviously people in the comments and that, you'll all be the first ones to know.
There's going to be tears now. You're going to see in the chat tears.
Tears.
James said he's going to miss the beat.
Don't worry. Me and Tony can make up for it.
We'll make sure of that, that's for sure. Good evening, Pepsi. Big up all the farmers. No farmer, no food, no future. Yeah, because old Clarkson has actually joined a protest, hasn't he? About the pensions for the farmers, etc., and put his benefit with the government. So who knows where that will go.
I don't really know nothing. I know that there's been a farming protest, but if it's regarding pensions, if they're paying, if they're not paying a lot in their pensions, I mean, to be honest with you, let's be honest, they supply us all with the meat and all that sort of stuff, and they've been putting in and paying into the system, so they should gradually get a little bit of something back. I think we all should at the end of the day. It's not just all fucking take, is it? Really, even though that's all it
Yeah.
is.
Well,
But-
yeah, we know that. Then
Yeah.
still look at the supermarkets. They do that with with the farmers.
Exactly.
How they take the piss out of them.
Yeah.
They're all saying hello to each other. Nice. Arsenal
Or
medic
raise a
fire
steak
alarm.
for the farmers.
Yes.
Get slabs of meat and just for the greater good.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony's saying it's fuzzy. He's blaming that ping on fuzzy and that, but we all know
What's
where
that
it
about?
came from. We all know where that came from.
Yeah, it's all Anthony's fault. He's lying to us about the smoke detector.
I wouldn't like fuzz.
Okay, look, I'm going to start saying chat in the panel, 2:30 p.m. today. There it goes again.
There it goes again.
Oh yeah,
Anthony was making dinner. Okay, Anthony, what was you making?
Oh, dinner. Yeah. I was making myself a sandwich for dinner. I made myself. It was chicken stuffing and mayo sandwiches with crisp, and I think I said it was a yogurt and a banana. That was all I had for my dinner.
Were they triple fried crisps or kettle chips? Allude onto the chips, mate. What crisp did you use?
Oh, they were kettle chips.
Nice.
The best ones with a certain crunch.
I like the ones that are the sea salt and malt vinegar.
Yes.
Them ones.
Yeah, they are the nice ones. Yeah.
Smashing. Stick a very strong flavoured crisp inside a ham sandwich or something.
Yeah.
Changes the dimensions of it straight away. Good evening, word and pictures. Not of the living alarm. Hope you're well. Where's the art? Artie Budgie? This guy's a legend. Absolutely. He definitely is. See, look, everyone's happy. Look, no beeping. Fingers crossed. It's a process. Phase 17 for Anthony's channel. He's learning off your manager. He's learning off the best.
What's landing first, Anthony's channel or Mikel Arteta winning a Premier League?
God, be a fucking channel, of course, wouldn't it? Jesus, it won't be him winning the league. He couldn't win nothing. He couldn't win a runners-up prize, could he? Mikel Arteta, let's be honest. I know he's second twice, but bloody hell.
You could pledge to never ever start a channel ever, and still start a channel before Mikel Arteta wins a Prem.
You could. This is true.
Facts. Facts don't care about your feelings.
I did.
Paid all 1p coins for the new battery.
I did. It was 250 pennies for one 9-volt battery.
£2.50.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening to Sharky as well. Yep. Good to see you. The Conquerors should focus on Arsenal winning major honours first instead of expanding the end. Yeah, let's have a quick, because I know obviously it was mentioned on Jez's channel earlier, but what do you make of that, Anthony? Looking to increase it to 80,000?
Yes, yeah, this is true. Unfortunately, I think personally the money should be invested in the team first. I mean, we've got a 60,000 capacity there with the Emirates. In all fairness, that's a decent enough capacity at this time. But then if you actually focus on the team, let the team, a better team. Once the team starts winning things, when I mean winning things, I mean trophies, then look at the capacity.
Yeah.
And you can bring in the revenue that kind of way. But, Arsenal, they're always backwards. God knows how many people we've got upstairs on the board. But that's the reason why they always do things backwards, and it takes a hell of a long process. They're not worried about winning the league. Let's be honest. They're not worried about winning a trophy. It's all about that, the revenue, and that is it.
Yeah. I suppose it's another stadium project and maybe more excuses to not compete. Well, to say you're going to compete. What you need to do is play bingo with this. Have it somewhere on your scorecards. State at the Cronkies will say that this expansion will make us compete with Real Madrid and financially be able to outbid for players and do all of these amazing things. And was that United and City doing trebles? Arsenal will have a treble real soon. And then start buying players from like the Norwegian and Swedish leagues and Paraguayan leagues and from Nicaragua and
We
places
did
like
it all
that.
before, Buzz. You've even touched on it first when you said it on the show, and I touched on it with the Emirates. And apparently, we were going to be told we were going to actually compete with the likes of Bayern Munich. Was the name out of the bag. So and have we competed with them? No. So this stadium rubbish.
They might have taken what Expressions has said a bit too seriously and said, well Bayern Munich, now competing with Brighton Munich.
Brighton Munich, yeah.
Exactly. That's like me promising you two that my smoke alarm's fixed, and I say, well, it's fixed now. You ain't going to hear a beep. I mean, we've heard a couple of beeps, but that haven't come from my end. Right? Let's just say that.
Hey, look, the Kane statue has arrived.
Is
he sucking on a lemon? Look at how his mouth is. He's sucking on a lemon.
He is sucking on a lemon.
God, his forehead's almost bigger than mine.
Yes, Sharky. Yeah, big up to the farmers, sod the government, absolutely. And they're saying like each other. Anthony, you don't have to be a footy talk about farming, like flip around to the light bulbs.
Oh, don't tell me. I hate that. I don't understand that philosophy. With light bulbs, lemons, pickpocketing, you never walk alone and lose 3-0, and all this crap that this manager actually puts into his strategy and explains it to the team, and it don't do fuck all. Basically, it doesn't.
Yep. As I said here, Arteta play never walk alone because when he wins, he's not alone. Send Donna for the batteries, Fuzzy.
Yeah.
She'll probably end up eating them.
What is that pink thing behind you, Fuzz? You've got your mirror, right?
Mm.
There's like a chair there in the corner, and there's a pink thing. What is that?
Oh, that's my secret collection.
Oh, right. Okay.
Uncontextualized collection.
Guess
right. So what's inside the bag.
Okay. So
all will be revealed that later.
Could you send me a battery across? Could you send me a battery across?
I'll send literally just that bag. In fact, you know what? I'll sellotape like 10 of these bags together, and in the bottom of it, just one battery.
One battery, yeah.
Bubble wrap everything. Make it so that you spend about a solid 2 hours just undoing packaging to find one battery. You put it in, you realise it's fucking empty.
Yeah, somebody actually done that to me for Christmas, and it was a small little key ring like that. And I turned around, it was and as soon as I got it, I went like that, and the person who was there, he's laughing, and I turned around and went, "You prick! You made me go all through that." Like,
you thought you had that bad? Mine, at least mine didn't revolve having to undo hours worth of packaging. Mine came in the form of a secret Santa thing that we did back in secondary school, and the person's gift to me was an empty, already eaten pack of chewing gum. They're just like, "Oh well, here you go, mate. As happy Christmas, mate. I got hungry on the way here, so I ate all of them." So I was standing there, it's like, my gift is an empty chewing gum packet.
Well,
you little shit.
I think me and Anthony can beat that at the moment. Still waiting on our mugs. By all accounts, the Christmas is coming.
We are. We're still waiting for the mugs. Actually, I believe in Jez's show earlier, I can't remember who it was, but somebody actually bought that in the comments up on his show. Is it still in the back of the transit? I can remember, but I can't remember who sent it. I can remember what it said, the message, but I can't remember who sent it.
I think it was Eros. I think, yeah.
Was it?
What?
Yeah, I think it was.
What if the mug was delivered weeks and weeks ago, but somebody in the household's hidden it from you? They could have accepted the delivery.
They could have. I'll be gutted if it because we're all Arsenal fans in this household. So
They probably wanted an Arsenal mug, so they got.
I'll be checking the neighbour's household and see if they're at the window looking at me like, yay, doing all that business.
Look, he's had his fucking mug. Is that the mug?
No, that's my. This is the other one, mate. This one, look.
Where'd you get that one? What, did you buy that one? All right.
God, must have cost
I was
them
waiting for
about
the one. I was waiting for the one
£500,000
from
to buy that.
Jez. I was waiting for the one from Jez.
It's so heavy, Fuzzy. I've got a pulley system to lift the thing up, so my arm goes like that as I pull it. That's how heavy the bloody thing is.
Well, enjoy it, Tim, because that's the only closest way that West Ham's going to get close to a fucking mug this season, or a cup. I should say a cup. So, that's
Be careful what you wish for there, Anthony.
Load up that background, that sacred European glorious background, the backgrounds in which Arsenal cannot.
You know what they're going to do
comprehend.
now? Tony's been there with his mug like that. This guy is going to screenshot it. He's going to be in there, and the title's going to be, "Fuck me, Tony's got a cup."
There we go. There's our European success.
Look at this from Sharky. Look, Paqueta came in as a substitute for Brazil today against Uruguay. He got booked within 3 minutes after coming off the bench. Fucking hell. Eros likes the sound of your the lunch you cooked earlier.
Yeah.
And he's asked the question, were they organic? Was it organic, all the food?
No, it wasn't organic. No.
I know, right? Boiled chips in the kettle. Yeah, a bit soggy. Not surprising liability. Yeah, absolutely. McManus is saying, Tony, when it's raining, does anyone ask if they can sit under your tash to keep dry? Yeah, all the small people. Yeah, Paqueta's not looking good at the moment. What he's doing.
No.
Can't run a bath.
I ask you something. We did that regarding that West Ham team. I don't know it, but could you actually play that Kudos in a number 10 role? Could he get that number 10 role, Kudos, if he was given the option?
He could do, yeah. I mean, we've also got Gil Herme as well that can do that. Maybe even Somerville. We've got options in that respects. But this bloody manager hasn't got that kind of sense to do things like that.
Exactly. I've been reading that your manager is either this weekend or the following weekend. He's 2 games away from the sack, and there's 2 managers. One of them that I can remember is actually he's the manager of Stuttgart, the German team. Sebastian
Hoeneß.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about it last night. I mean, he's young, 42 as well. So not as young as the young fledgling that's come to Man United, but by all accounts, he's got a good credibility about himself. But again, he's only just signed a new contract that puts him there till 27.
Yeah. But that thing behind the team, I've got to be honest with you, that's what you're playing like this season, aren't you? What did they say on that bus? Wankers, isn't it? I ain't got my glasses on. Is it wank? Right, yes, wankers. You are playing like that this season, aren't you? So,
I don't think there's enough space on that bus to write what we're actually like at the moment, mate.
No.
Yeah, look, going back to what you said about the stadium, Eros is saying about obviously, and they'll go ahead and make more merch, which is true.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, to spend more money to note another end of.
But they knew fans would do it, Tim. They spend their money on the merch, and it's like we get our money through how we play through the season, and obviously on top of that, the TV rights, the merchandise, all this and that. And sadly, is not through winning trophies, which, in all fairness, it should be. And I got to be honest with you, I will say it now. I think I would most probably say 80% of Arsenal fans are mugs if they want to go out and buy it. Seriously.
Yeah. Drink Pepsi. Yeah. When's the fuck mug statue arriving? Blimey, Matt. we ain't got enough time to actually model ourselves on him and that because we haven't seen him for dust since he got injured. All we've seen is pictures of him. I mean, this full crew business as well. I mean, this is another one. The longest going injury ever on something like this, and you're hearing stories. Apparently, he's homesick. Then you're hearing that he could be back for the weekend after. Don't know what to make of it.
Well, it could be
No,
worse.
he's here,
It could be worse,
he's
Tony.
back. He's back. He's here. What you do? You actually play this. Well, put this in front of yourself, right? In front of your privates, and it comes a foot rug. So obviously, when it's like that, it lifts. Do you know what I mean? I cut the.
But yeah, like, it could be worse. I mean, Tyrrell Malacia got injured about this sort of time last season, and he's only just come back to fitness now.
Wow.
Luke Shaw not to, I think it was sort of January, February time he got injured, came back for international duty, the Euros, and then got injured again as potentially making his first start.
Yeah.
So it could be worse.
There's one thing I want to say before obviously Tim gets the call. Man United, your new manager has come in, and I don't know how much truth there is in it. Apparently, he's on about dropping Dalot from the right wing back position, and on about replacing him with Anthony. Now, is this true?
Whether he starts or against Ipswich with that, he has played Anthony in that position during training sessions, because I don't think he necessarily looks at Anthony the great end product. I think he looks at how much distance he covers and how high his work rates are. And I think if you're a wing back, what you need to have is quite a high work rate to support the centre back that's on your side of the pitch. And he's got a little bit of pace to him. So I think in the instance that they need to do one of those training sessions, or randomly during training sessions, he screams that you've lost the ball, get back, then everybody just flies back in their formation. You need somebody who's going to cover the flanks. It's got good pace to them, good tenacity to them, and good energy to them. So I think Anthony can do that. But judging how skewered our perceptions on Anthony are at the moment, I don't think there's a lot of people who have an awful lot of confidence. But who knows with Amorim? He could work.
Yeah.
He could work miracles, depending on what he does with these players.
Well, I suppose it's like if you look at Slot coming in at Liverpool and then Darwin Núñez having a resurgence, he looks a lot better, doesn't he? So, who knows? I'm going to come back to. I'm just going to catch up with the chat a little bit. I'm going to come back to Anthony in a minute. Colin saying, Anthony, you're right, mate. It's not worth you expanding the stadium. If you know, mate, you're going to win nothing. Well, Arteta is there. Sorry, mate.
He's right, 100% right.
Paris for there. Revy's asking, question for all, if Amorim doesn't win the Europa, is that seen as a failure, or is that just a big ask as he's only had half a season with no pre-season?
That's closer. Hold on, look.
So there you go.
If Amorim doesn't win Europa, is that seen as a failure, or is that a big ask? Well, I suppose it's not really a terribly big ask, because, I mean, Amorim has got 3 knockout competitions that he can win this season. He's still in the Carabao Cup, still got the FA Cup, and of course in Europa League, there's not really that many really dangerous teams in Europa League this season. So for me, I think Amorim finding success this season is very much plausible. Not going to sit here and say, oh, he has to, but we won't. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if he does end up picking something up this season. So I'm looking at it glass half full. I think Man United in their worst times can go on to finals and win trophies. I mean, 3 finals under Ten Hag in 2 years, basically. I mean, Amorim, if he gets a tune out of that team, does it show better?
We'll see, innit?
Yeah.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting times, especially the opening game for him.
I agree with Fuzzy. I don't think he's a failure. I mean, listen, it's like what Fuzzy touched on. You've got 3 trophies up for grab. If he comes in and wins 1 out of those 3, or even 2 out of those 3, this is what it's all about today. Is about winning trophies and trying to get silverware.
Yeah, and he's got the opportunity to do that, and that's for sure.
Yeah,
I think one thing I have to say with Amorim as well is that he's not somebody who looks at coming into United with this outlook of, we've got to take like 5 years to get this team up to speed. He's only interested in just winning everything from the get-go. Like, he's 39 years of age, only a few years in management, he's already got 6 trophies.
Yeah, that says it all then, really.
He wants to build a legacy. So.
Yeah, it's good. That mug looks heavy. Well, as you can see behind me, mate, I'm used to lift up cups, so we're right at the moment. So give it another season, I'll be weak then.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm looking forward to next week's show, because if you tune into next week's show, obviously it's going to be obviously West Ham versus Arsenal, and then the following week after that is going to be Arsenal versus Man United. So that's our next 2 fixtures after the Forest game.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lopetegui, he always seems in constant thought on the touchline. He does indeed, Ross. Yeah. I mean, if you look at Arteta's bad enough when he looks clueless. This bloke is beyond that stage. Definitely beyond that stage. AFC always is saying, Tony, remember Trevor Booking scoring winning goal against Arsenal in the 1903 FA Cup final? Quick, we've got the year. No, it was that year. It was that year, mate.
It was that year. And what's at the piss? We were in Division 1, and West Ham was in fucking Division 2 at that time.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, he isn't right. Ravia, we'll come back to your comments. I've starred him for the moment. Isn't ruthless enough when it comes to winning trophies? That's true. Absolutely sharky. Definitely are winners, that's for sure. There you go.
What is that account? He's come back with another one. What is that?
Colin saying, Tony, I have a similar mug to yours made for me by a friend, but instead of Costemas, I have Bobby Moore's face. Oh, lovely, mate. Lovely. Mugs, 100%. Magnificent. Tony's always a magnet for good vibes. Fuck rug, the West Ham Kim Cowstrom. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yeah. Good evening, Mama Flossie. Good to see you. Hope you're all good. Well, while I'm quickly going for the chat, I mean, I don't know if you heard this one. Jurgen Klopp has alluded to that they looked at a replacement for Salah, and before he signed for Man United, the replacement for Salah was Anthony. Believe that one. This is coming out from Klopp's mouth.
Bloody hell. What did he actually? Well, he must have seen what Ten Hag seen in him. It has to have been, but it's like what I said. He's a player. It comes.
Maybe he got sacked. Maybe Klopp got sacked from Liverpool because he came out with that opinion. It's just like right, so guys, Cobra meeting in what is it, Melwood Trading Centre?
Yes, yeah.
Guys, we need to figure out who we're replacing Salah with. And Klopp's just like, I think I've got one. Anthony from Ajax got thrown out the window.
Get out of my club. Straight away from that point.
Yeah.
Probably from that point there.
Yeah. Fuck off. That's what they told him to. That was what they did to Klopp.
Let's just make it easier, for AFC always. Where is it, the one there and that? Just to kind of remind him, There you go.
Oh, at least it's not the pictured one. He said, I can live with the CFAX one, but not the actual picture.
Well, I was going to do that one afterwards, isn't it? But we'll come to it. James is asking, Tony, thoughts on players wanting out at West Ham? I think it's a big, I don't know if it's a rumour thing, James, but at the same point, with what's going on with this manager at the moment, I can just see certain players want to revolt and get out, basically, because this bloke has not got a clue.
Mm.
It's the fact of, I think we spoke about it the week before. The chopping and changing week in, week out is not good, and you can't kind of work on that to hopefully see yourself through the season, because you're not going to finish halfway up the table. You're lucky you're going to finish 3/4 down the table at that rate. So I mean,
I think if you're going to have depth, use depth the right way, rather than constantly changing every single game.
And that's the thing, Fuzzy, because the worst part, because there has been some comments made from certain channels I've watched where it's a case of, was our transfer window a success? I think the players we got in weren't bad at all. It's just the fact, as you said, you've got to play them in the right positions in the right way to get the best out of them. This bloke, I don't know, but it's just mind-boggling,
Yeah.
The Forest game, when you virtually enough played 5 in the defence. The Spurs game, no answer to that. When we over 7 and a bit minutes, where we capitulated and lost dramatically on that game as well. And this bloke's got no answer. Absolutely got no answer. And the worst part we were talking about yesterday is the fact of when Kudus comes back, who's going to get dropped for him? Because you can guarantee that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I think December is going to be a good month for West Ham team. I think, and when I say a good month, I don't mean necessarily a good month. I mean a happy month, because I think that's when you're going to see the end of your manager.
Hopefully.
2 games,
mate.
2 games away. That's it. They've literally come out and said that on a West Ham, what do they call it, on a West Ham forum. I read it, or somebody brought up on a West Ham show, and he's literally 2 games away. So if he loses those 2, I think December would be a happy month for West Ham. And then hopefully you get in your right manager and start winning games, and gradually, but slowly, it will be slowly, gradually creeping up the table the best way you can.
I think if that does happen, mate, I think you'll be seeing the conga around the streets of East London or at the London Stadium, and then sticking 2 fingers up to David Sullivan. I think that would be the case in that respects.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that would be the case. AFC Always is saying certain Arsenal fans said that Saka, Saliba and Odegaard are world class, because I said, look at how many world class players we had at Highbury. We haven't got one world class player now. Pure facts.
No, we haven't.
Pure facts.
We haven't. Saka's a good, brilliant player, but he's not world class.
True. I mean, used to. Have you heard about this one?
Yeah, I did hear about that, but I heard or some asshole was winding me up, and I will use that term asshole very politely, and somebody kept telling me it was Arsenal. And I'm like, nah, you're winding me up there. But now it's West Ham. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel even better. Now I know this is true.
I mean, I did hear at one point, I think he was training back with Man United, but I don't know.
No, apparently that never actually materialised. I think it was like States, training in the States or something.
Okay.
He ended up going to do.
Good evening, Budgie, mate. Evening all. Can't stop. I'm busy preparing for later. I've gently pressed the like button. Special likes, people. Thank you very much, sir. Good to see you in that. And obviously, people, let's share some love as well. Green Street Elites, make sure we go to his channel, share, like, and subscribe as well, please.
Yeah.
Also, subscribe to Early Doors Football TV, as you're 1 subscriber away from 500.
Oh, it's changed now. Oh, thank you very much, sir.
People, subscribe the fuck out. Turn that subscribe button into your own personal fuck rug.
Yeah. And subscribe to HotFuzz44 as well. Let's get him on 4 sub. That'd be amazing.
Get me on 1 sub. Get me off of 0. That'd be interesting to see if people can actually find my channel. Probably banned, shadow banned everywhere.
Look, Eros, I will go back to that comment for you. There you go. She'll get back for something all right. That Donny has the tendencies.
Oh, God.
Dearing me.
Where is it now? Since this, Since his owners bought shares in the club, we ain't won a single Premier League. Well, it just shows us straight away.
Yeah.
Aces is saying Ipswich Town groundsman called Anthony to borrow a tractor to cut grass before United game.
Yeah. Tractor boys.
Yeah, need to get these bastards out. Thanks, Pepsi. Jesus. Good evening, Howard. Hope you're well, mate. Good evening, all you people. Good to seeing you. Is this what you're on about, Fuzz? This is brilliant.
Yeah.
David Herbert, the only gay in the village.
Fucking. I put that on I shouldn't. I put this on a show, and the show that I put it on, it was the OSG with Steve. So don't worry about that, right? And now I'd like to know, so that person must have been watching that show, he's seen that, yeah, and then obviously they've done it on me. I'm going to assume it. Excuse the fingers again. Ah, very good, very good. Yeah, he's got the Switzerland flag on it. Yeah. So so that they must have watched it on the OSG, but they must have watched what I said or something like that. It's gone back a while ago.
Wow. Obviously, you've got the Sporting game coming up, haven't you? See what's he saying? I'll tell you, Arsenal better be ready for Sporting because they are a dark horse for the Champions League. Great technical ability, quick 1 and 2 touch football, and these guys are quick. They do look good.
Yeah, football might have changed slightly.
David Herbert. Yeah, brilliant. David Herbert. Shit.
Crazy
stuff. What owner is bringing a manager who is a novice to manage Arsenal Football Club? They are the problem. The problem is why keep giving him new contract. Yeah, why do you keep giving him? Why are they doing that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's on 15 million a year, and he can't handle pressure. If a manager's on 15 million a year, but you're supposed to handle as much pressure as you can. Do you know what I mean? So it proves he's not the right guy.
It's like whenever he's driving his car and under pressure comes on the radio, he quickly switches stations because he can't handle it.
Yeah.
He starts swerving. Oh no. Even his phone goes. Anthony's phone, sponsored by Mikel Arteta.
Please, Ross. Brilliant. Nothing on David Coote. Has it all gone quiet on that side of things with David Coote? I must admit. Oh, has he picked himself up there? He is. He's back in the room.
Back in the room.
Look at Tony with the open bus. Okay, thanks, mate. Love to you too, of course, matey. Yeah, is Trossard injured?
Yes, he's injured. Yeah,
Trossard.
Yeah, he's injured. Trossard is injured. There's talks of Ben White that's injured. Calafiori, he could be out as well. I think by the sounds of it, we've got about 4 or 5 people missing this weekend against Nottingham Forest. And look how well they're doing this. It's not an easy game. It ain't going to be all walks in the park, that's for sure.
I work for the Corbett Group, and AFC always saying, good imitate these top gooners want an open top bus parade for finishing second. Wow. Liverpool have hot Anthony for 30 to 40 million, then Glazer's being conned out of 9 million.
True.
You were saying Tony Lopetegui's still trying to figure out on the touchline. It's absolutely wild. Yeah, mad. I do over again with lemons and no light. Yeah. Cahill's not there. He's Arteta's successor, Lopetegui. Oh, we can only hope, mate. We can only hope. Klopp would have got an Anthony for 30 or 40 million compared to paying Glazer's 90 million to Ajax.
Well, I don't know. I think I would have went more than that, personally.
Big and Daichi. Big up, Dow. It's good to hear you was all safe, mate, because obviously Dow had a bit of a cyclone going on around his neck of the woods yesterday, and so it's good to see he's all right. That's much.
He's all right.
Love for that.
He'd be fine. He'd be fine. I knew he would be fine.
Yeah. Respect those. Cheers for always answering my question. No worries, Ray. I'm going to put one up there now. We'll go with the first one. So that's for you, Anthony. Would you take the Dortmund sporting director? He seems to be top rated with what he has done in the game.
Would I take the Dortmund sporting director? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would, because anything's better than what we haven't. Well, what have we got? We haven't really got any good directors in this football club. And everybody's saying, oh, yeah, but Edu's gone, oh, he's going to be downhill from there. No, he's not. He's got to get bad before it gets better. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is, in one way, with Eddie leaving is a good thing. I think they've got to put, don't leave it to Mikel Arteta to choose. They've got to. He's not a desperate to bring somebody in at this split minute. Take your time, bring in one of the best directors of football in, whatever he wants in wages, get him to sign the contract and bring him in and take it from I don't know, the January transfer window. Let's see that for a figure of speech.
Well, the other one is supposed to be this. I can't remember his first name. Is it Carlos from PSG?
Yes.
He's the other one.
I mean,
mentioned.
he's older. He's a bit of experience there, isn't he?
That's the one, not Carlos.
Yeah,
Carlos.
He's older. He's experienced, but I think I'm all up for that. Bring him in. Anything's better than Edu at the minute. So
yeah, it's true.
And I'm glad Forrest has got him. Because God knows what players they're going to get in with Edu being there.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you can see it coming a mile off. He'll go there and he'll be a success.
He most probably would be. But then again, if Forrest willing to spend, because with Edu, all right, yeah, they would have won that for Rice. We got Rice off of West Ham, 105 million. I mean, all fairness, I can't see Forrest spending money like that on players. But I think it's anywhere between 40 to 50 mil, I reckon, on players Forrest is going to get in. But listen, you can still get decent players in at that price.
Which you can.
So it makes you think, if Edu has any success at Nottingham Forest, any success, it does make you wonder. So where was it going wrong at Arsenal? Who's responsible for it all going wrong? Who's the culprit? Would it be focus on the Cronkies? Would it be focus on Arteta?
I think it should be on Arteta. I mean, everybody blames the Cronkies, but the way how I look at it, look how much the Cronkies have backed Mikel Arteta. He's spent 850 million in 5 years. Do you know what? It's 5 years, yeah? It's either today or sometime this week he's been at the club, Mikel Arteta. So it does make you feel that way. So, in other words, people blaming the Cronkies, I think just lay off the Cronkies a little bit. They backed him.
Ravi saying here, I hear some Arsenal fans are claiming the women's UCL trophy win for a win for the men as well.
Yeah, they're on the right one, isn't it? Yeah.
Paul Pogba will be going to Saudi Arabia, man. Yeah, of course he will be. Well, he can't play until March anyway, can he? Fuck you now. Greece, big up.
Is he waiting for a comeback? He's waiting for a comeback from me, isn't he?
Rephrase that word. I think you need to rephrase that word as well, Anthony.
Yeah, I know, but if he's waiting for, I'm sorry, but if you're waiting for a comeback, you're going to have to scrape it from your mother's teeth.
Thanks,
I do apologise, but
that's a Jimmy Carr joke.
It was your joke.
Yeah.
I knew it. I thought I'd use it. If anybody comes up and says anything, I'm going to use it on the show, and I guarantee he got it, and he did.
Brilliant. I mean, Pepsi saying here, the 500th subscriber will get a Bristol Rovers shirt signed personally by Anthony Herbert.
Oh, God, blimey. I don't think it'd be signed. I think there'd be some. I might want your backside with it and say, well, there you go, congratulations, but that'd be it.
If you could do your signature with that, then, you're
it's a miracle.
You're a legend straight away. Evening, Frankie. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're on the road to recovery and feeling better, mate. Good to see you in here. Ace is saying, I can only see Toon Army Demolition on Monday night, 4 or 5, possibly. Yeah, I think... I don't think it's going to be a good result for West Ham there. Not at the moment. That's for sure. What defines world class in this day and age? Yeah, absolutely. That's the problem. That is the problem.
Yeah.
And good evening to Jez, Arsenal History in the More. Don't forget to go and see his channel as well. Anthony Wanker on his tractor.
Big up, Jez. I tell you what, he does a good accent. Anybody would think that he was actually from down south, Jez. But he does a really good impression of it.
True. That is very true.
Tracker!
Yeah.
Tracker!
Oh, look at this. AFC always is saying Robbie Lyle will wear the goalkeeper jersey with Seaman on the back when he thought David Seaman was goal for the Champions League final in Paris 2006.
Oh my god.
Oh, brilliant. Good old Almunia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beep. That's saying love. AFC always. Tony, do you know what's the best thing about living in Switzerland? The flag is a big plus.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, who isn't injured? Beetlejuice is injured. Thigh injury. Beetlejuice.
Oh my god.
I swear I have no chance in the Champions League. Season will be done into January.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's a bad day when we're worrying about the likes of Trossard. Shows how weak the squad is. Yeah, true. And who's second toes at Forest. Blaming
Climbing
the dog.
trees.
Climbing trees, bud.
It takes score plus 20 goals.
Swinging from branches.
Yeah.
It's how he gets to his corporate box. Swings on a rope right the way across the ground. Pancakes it on the window.
Left back. Jesus. Anthony, you mad, mate? Come on, bro. They back him. That's the problem. They give him a new contract, obviously, with Arteta.
Yeah, I don't agree with. But I mean, they have backed him. In all fairness, I keep saying it to him. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's not like, if your manager was backed 850 million in 5 seasons and he's never won a trophy, you would say to yourself, Tim, well, hang on, our board has backed him, but he hasn't delivered. Get him out.
Pogba to East London looking to promote his rep career or lack of. Yeah, he'd be joined by Trashford. Did you see what he was wearing the other day? Trashford.
No.
I think it was at the boxing and that, and he was wearing some kind of get up and that just to make out who he was. It's only because they mentioned his name. I had no idea who that was. Yeah, he looked bloody awful. Yeah, I know, Howard. I got it completely wrong. Carlos the Jackal from Paris. The UD version is, well, yes. Big up Leeds Football Dad's Army. Guys, go and see his channel, as well as the OSG as well. All right, lads. Big up to the panel, everyone in the chat. And yes, Anthony, get that pen ready, or your backside ready, because Hot Fuzz Jones is the 500th person.
I fucking knew that was going to be one of these other accounts that's going to make.
So yes,
it looks more like the Hoff, David Hasselhoff from Night Rider.
Actually, does remove that.
He's off to see your watch, Buzz.
That's what you've got to do now, isn't it? Fuzzy Hasselhoff.
Fuzzy Hasselhoff, yeah, that's it.
But no, people in the chat, thank you very much for your support and
big up.
That's who I was thinking of
last year.
That looks like what's that face? Lawrence in Kentucky. He looks a bit like David Hasselhoff.
Yeah,
it was me thinking, oh, he looks like David Coulthard, but no, it's actually David Hasselhoff.
But yes, Hot Fuzz Jones has made it 500 subs for the channel, so thank you very much, Mr. Jones.
Let's go for a road to 1,000.
Hot Fuzz Jones, brilliant. Dear me. Yeah. Don Robbie, Luton Town supporter. Oh, yeah. Almunia was a decent goalie, unlike Roberto. Roberto, wow. Thanks, Howard. Thank you very much. Beetlejuice. Does he mean Trossard? Yeah, absolutely, Lee. Absolutely. Thanks, Eros. Thank you very much. And yeah, of course, my two other panelists with me and my co-hosts, my brethren, my brothers.
Not the Flossie. Half the subs are troll accounts. at least they're not bot accounts, so they won't. YouTube won't go remove.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It's all a lie. I've bought every single one.
Doing that, have you? You haven't been doing that, have you?
You've been paying for all of these accounts, have you?
He's off, mate. 1 in 5. If kept him in the poor owner, it was my workplace. Stay with that pay yet. Wearing that drip tone. Thank you, Ross. But it's not our club. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, your mama. Thank you very much. Big up. Here's that Gary clip in the background.
Whose background?
I don't know why, but I just felt like I was about to go like that, like sort of thing. Look.
He's sitting on the chair watching telly in your room. Yeah, fuzzy ass off now. Gotta be. Oh, dear me, Pepsi. Fuzz West.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
Right, said Fuzz.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama. See, look, she's thrown out the pelters now because obviously what's coming up on Monday. That's what she's putting she's throwing the gauntlet down. Brilliant. Yeah. Another question here from Ravi. He's put in there, for all in the striker forward market, is there a lack of them in general or being good enough, or are teams too picky with who they want? Well, let me answer that for West Ham's point of view at the current trend. No, we're not picky. We'd take anyone, and Fulkrug is one of them. That's for sure. 31-year-old player, £24 million, and basically worthless.
I can back that. I can second that with Arsenal. I mean, with Jesus not scoring, Havertz, he's gone off the Rector scale a little bit. I think Fuzzy can see that from Man United as well, especially with Zertsky, that one, and
Zertsky,
yeah, Jesus, and I think Hoyland. I think he needs the right manager to sort of guide him, and hopefully this one might be the one. But regarding strikers, I don't think there's many out there, Tim. I mean, you go back, you cast your mind back years ago when, with your team, you had the Palo de Canos, we had the Andres, the Burkamps, Ian Wrights. Never ending for this lot here. Never ending for this lot at all.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's the lack. It's not really football much anymore. They're athletes. I keep saying that, and it's no such thing now as like a 30-goal striker a season. I mean, people are paying like 50 million for a striker who scores like 12, maybe 14 goals at a push.
Wow.
It's ludicrous.
Gyökeres is a thing at the moment.
Well, yeah, he's the thing, isn't he? I mean,
Would you say he's more exception to the rule, or?
Well, you got to think, was it Coventry? And I think it was £1 million. Was it £1 million they sold him for, or something like that? Something stupid.
They sold him for a couple. I think it's about 2.5 million for Coventry. But let's think of this. I mean, he played for Coventry in the Championship. He also played for Swansea City as well. And then he was absolutely rubbish. And it was only that one good season he had for Coventry. He scored 22 league goals, and then obviously, Sporting slapped him up from there, but it's a different league again. But I can see him going to this lot. I mean, we're heavily in talks with him, but I think with you having his manager, I think he's going to be persuaded by that more so than coming to play for us under Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. Honestly, I did.
That's something else as well that you've just mentioned, that with these other clubs that he was at in like the Championship, lower divisions in the English leagues. Now, if he was crap at that point, there's somewhere along that line, somebody's developed him and, sort of unlocked that potential. So however many other strikers in lower divisions in other leagues that we don't know just how good they are until they find the right club. Yeah. And suddenly there's a lot of meat and potatoes with these strikers. They could just be flying under the radar, but the way scouting goes right now, no one really just looks for an out deadly finisher. They look for the guy that's got the best percentages of XYZs, rather than focusing on a guy that is absolutely lethal in front of goal, or has a very strong technique in finishing. Just needs a really good team around him, because if you forget, don't forget, there's a lot of teams out there who will have one player who's viewed as this insane player in training, but he doesn't have all of these stats to back him up because he struggles to get all of these goals because he can't carry his team hard enough. Put him in a team with better teammates, and you see a completely different beast. So there's probably all sorts of players out there, but I just think the way that the market is with players, again, it's shaped how we go after targets. It's shaped the sort of players we sign and how player development is perceived at the top end of the game. That all of these hidden gem talents are probably having to be found in different ways. It makes you wonder.
Yeah.
What could be.
They're putting the great Scandinavian striker shortage. Yeah, absolutely. And Eos has probably got this, because Joker is, magic number. If it's 2.5 million to 100 million, great business in that respect, but even still. If you look at, even at the moment when you say that our three clubs, we've got, and so, we've got, well, I say we've got, is literally just sitting on the, in Germany doing bug all at the moment in Falkirk. Earthy's out on loan at the moment, as you know. And he's an up and coming. But really, as you said, you mentioned the number 10. We could obviously either put Kudos there, Somerville, etc. It's one of those. It should be there. But if you look at you guys, all right, you've got Herbert, but not really a striker. Jesus, he's not the answer for you.
No.
So I'm wondering with what sort of a player that Tudor Obi Martin's going to end up developing into. You sign him as a complete and utter goal machine from Arsenal, and then stick him in to United's under-18s team. And the team under-18s United team is just broken, and broken for all the right reasons. They're just walloping everything. Inside. So something's going right in that level, but again, with the modern development programs, the players you see in the academy aren't necessarily going to be the players you see when they reach first team action.
Let me ask the question then, Fuzz, because obviously, I know that you've done a little bit of research on Amarin. What's he like developing youth?
I think given that with Sporting, managing at Sporting, your budgets are going to be quite tight in terms of signing players. So I think there's always going to be this this necessity to rely on graduates from within. I don't necessarily think it's the case that he's got a top end track record of integrating players from academy status into first team status, but in how he works to get the best out of players, that looks a lot more like me with an afro than the previous one.
One man can make a difference, Fuzz.
But yeah, I think it's probably a role based thing where Amarim knows how to work with individuals and program these players to work a certain way that gets the best results. So I wouldn't necessarily say he's a master wizard at getting academy players into world class world beaters left, right, and centre. Though he could, dependent on how he works with those players. But I think working with players that are in and around the first team could give them a new lease of life, could improve their game, could change their game slightly, and turn them into better players.
Can it be beneficial in that respect, can't it? So, maybe promising times coming at Man United, which I think is going to be scary in certain respects as well. Just want to say to Colin, no worries, man. As you know, mate,
that's 501 subscribers, by the way. HotFuzz.
Massive respect to you, Colin, for what you're doing there. I mean, he's had to sort out his friend who suffers from dementia. Glad to see you back, mate. And like I said, massive respect.
Oh, massive respect, Colin. My missus is Nan. She's going through the same as well. But in all fairness, she is 94, and it's horrible to see. You know, I mean, it makes you think, like, you know, what, you know, is going on.
Yeah, of course.
Inside of them, sort of thing, you know, and that. But yeah, big up to you, Colin, and total respect for that.
Frankly's putting in, I don't think Arsenal are in talks with any striker. That's obvious for the last couple of windows. How can Brighton keep scouting and getting plus selling good players? They've got a good. Well, I say they've not just got a good. They have an excellent business model, and it works every single time. Because when you think about it, it's the what they bring in and what they sell on. it's basically profit all the way along for these guys. What's it? Tony Bloom, isn't it? I think it is at Brighton.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows his shit. Simple as that. That's the best way to put it. He knows his shit. So that's the reason why. I mean, I think a lot of clubs could learn off of that.
They can too, but the problem is like, don't get me wrong. When they scout these players and they come into play for Brighton and they play really well, you know, they sign these players for something like, let's say for figure speech 10 million, right? They go on and they sell these players like for 50, 60 mil, right? But then it's like, it is with Brighton, it's nice for them to keep these sort of players because once you're known as a feeding club, you know yourself, West Ham years ago was a feeding club, and all the players, your scouting, your young policy was next to none. Yours, I think, along with Southampton's as well. With like you always brought up this young talent, and it was always brilliant young talent from West Ham and Southampton. And I mean, fair play. And you know what it's like. Sadly, if it comes that they're a feeding club, and there's only so much talent out there, after a while, it may be a struggle for them to spot this talent. You know what I'm saying? Because the talent, it always dips. It never rises. It gradually dips over the years. I mean, we had it with Arsene Wenger. He was our talent spotter, but we had to buy it in, and then we made up a profit. That was the reason why Arsene Wenger was there. The Arsenal Football Club was on merit for him for doing that and bringing money into the club. But do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, the managers now, they can't scout nothing.
No.
And they've got this what we call what I call it is like social media scouting. They look at a player on YouTube, and believe you and me, it doesn't work. You actually need a scout to go out there and scout these players, not just for one game, for a couple of games.
Well, yeah, exactly that. I mean, like, the only other club that's kind of another one that's kind of making money when you think about it is City when they sell players on.
Yeah.
They do that. But going back to it, if you look at West Ham, obviously we got Steiden in, and he was brought in as like a head scout. Rob Newman that was brought in from City, and there's all the big old. He's going to be what he brought in for City, and it's a case of we'll bring it to West Ham as well. Well, they soon shipped him off. He's gone there, and it's now stuck with Steiden, and unfortunately, he's taking a bit of flack at the moment with the players and what's going on. And if we are going to see Lopetegui going, the question mark is, will he have any input on the new manager, or is it just going to be down to Sullivan? So we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, it's messy. I mean, for most clubs these days, it's at least you got the right model like Brighton and that. And if we follow that, then we've got no problems. OSG said I'm better than Jesus. There are strikers out there like Ian Wright back in the day. It's down to these so-called coaches to develop them, and that's the valid point. That's the question. Getting them to do that. Look at Hazard. Yeah, absolutely. Dave was asking you a question. Who do you think is Arsenal's greatest ever manager?
In my opinion, from what I've seen of him, I got to go back to George Graham. I mean, the guy in 8 years, he won 6 trophies in 8 seasons. You know, that's the Arsenal I grew up to love. and then second from that, I'll have to say Arsene Wenger. I mean, I called time on Arsene Wenger after he won the FA Cup. He should have resigned then. When we beat Villa. What was the last one that we won? But he didn't. He carried on. But unfortunately, there's not another. The only manager that comes close to that in spotting talent is Pep.
Yeah,
that's the only manager that is. And sorry to say it, but
I think I said before. I mean, when I did manage that Sunday football, a lot of the players obviously I said was Arsenal, and I did say to them, when you could tell that the wheels are starting to wobble with Wenger, he should have been shipped upstairs, made him director of football, get someone else in decent, and you never know, your fortunes could have been completely different.
Yeah, but definitely.
We know how it turned out, basically. Arsenal saying, I won't forgive Edu for the relation money he ordered to Sao Paulo. We didn't get a single start from that club.
Yeah.
Good relations, yeah. They all sound like that, yeah. Me back on FIFA, but 2022, let's get the Arsenal back. Top the dogs. Albert is back and Alexis nice, though, so he's doing well on his FIFA. No lemons here. Interesting, Howard. If that's the case here, Brighton's algorithm is built on a spread betting model. Well, anyway, so then, yeah. Evening, Michael. Good to see you. No worries. Good to see you anyway. I hope you're all well. Howard's also saying Tony Bloom integrated into his beloved club. Yeah. And you can see that, can't you? And Brentford use the same algorithm. So it just shows you it can be filtered to other clubs if the other clubs want to go down that route.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my point. If Brighton can't, why can't Arsenal, who was half a feeding club for Man City, then become a club buying Chelsea has-beens?
Definitely.
And they're saying the only way Arsenal will be winning trophies nowadays is on FIFA.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Dave saying thanks, but also he's heading to bed, lads. Good luck with the rest of your stream. Thanks, Dave, and rest up, mate, because I know you was cream crackers yesterday. So rest well. Yeah, George Graham. Colin saying, Sony, mate, just want to quote something from an interview Loppy said. He learned a lot from Cruyff at Barcelona. Said football should be about entertainment and a spectacle, just not about results. Well,
he's failing both of those.
He must have had rose-tinted glasses on when he read it because, I think, Colin, you could agree on this one. We're not seeing that. Wow.
I think you've got the two bits there right. Is entertainment and spectacle, but it is about results as well, because results is what's going to win you games and get you up the league. So I don't believe a player like Johan Cruyff could actually turn around and say that. I'm sorry, but no.
Well,
I mean, Ferguson was big on the team playing well enough to actually entertain the hard-working, paying supporters. Like, the players should be disappointed. If, and of course, Ferguson, above all else, bottom line, is that you win your games, no matter how you do it. But he does always say to his players, that, if those fans go home disappointed with the performance, you failed them. Simple as that. And
yeah.
It's,
and I think it's quite important that's quite an important thing, isn't it? Because at least he still recognised the working man and making the players realise you may be earning mega bucks, but those guys sitting on them seats watching you, they've had to work their bollocks off to get that to come and see you guys. And
it's like if a player that earns all the money that they do were to pay a ticket in like percentage-wise similar rates as to what a fan would pay, they'd probably be paying somewhere in the regions of like $1 million or something, like 500,000 to £1 million per ticket.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
that
per ratio,
it's that
yeah.
expensive. So yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think, and you know, it's a shame that we don't see other managers doing exactly the same thing, because it's making them realise that. Well, we own that. You know, I know some of the West Ham channels. I've done it as well. When we talked about the concessions, you know, the Sullivan and that wanted to bring in to alienate the one price fits all, basically, rather than having concessions for RAPs and stuff like that. So, at least with what Ferguson said, makes perfect sense.
I mean, you cast your mind back years ago, Tim, and the manager of the football club was actually on more wages than the players, right? Now, do you feel thinking? I know football times have changed in that, but do you feel like the players should now, well, even though they are on more money than the managers, do you still agree with that to a certain extent, or no?
So we've got to look at that. You've got to think, what was it? Is it Bosman? He's the one who basically kind of changed the wage structure
Hmm.
when he you know when it went in his favour, and of course we know what happened from that point onwards. I suppose for from the old school players, it was a case of we deserve that because we work bloody hard. Unfortunately, this day and age now, any youngster coming in that, it's that expectation. I mean, I know when this Bosman thing first came in, I can't remember. I think it was an Everton kid, and I don't know if it was Ross Barkley, because they didn't exactly say the kid's name, but I think the kid was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
But straight away, he wanted £19,000 a week, and that's basically a youth player getting a contract, but he wanted that straight away, not like 8 or 10,000, which most of them used to get. But then suddenly, yeah, it wanted that kind of figures, and I think that's the problem. It set that precedence now that you're seeing silly figures. And the funny part about it is, the manager is always the one that is the vulnerable one, because at the end of the day, he's obviously the one that picks the teams. But players who are on, some of them 3 times the amount of what a manager could be on, and yeah, fine, you can be shit week in, week out. You'll still be there.
Mm.
I'll be gone, but you'll still be there, and you can still put that crap performance. So that's where it's wrong on all levels in that, for that, because if we did it in our jobs, straight away we're accountable, and then you're going to get hauled in. Why are you doing this and the other and that? And either you're going to be gone or you're under scrutiny. But these players, even though they're under scrutiny, do they give a monkeys? As you said, 100,000 plus some of these people on it. You see it with yours, guy. Look at, was it last season or the season before? Getting off that coach and completely, that little girl, dismissing her.
Yeah.
Basically, only because the players came back because they were forced to go and see her. Yeah, wrong at all levels.
No. Yeah, I just thought I'd ask it because I just feel like, I feel that that's why these managers, half of the time, that's why they're not long in jobs. They're thinking, they've managed the teams, and it makes you think with the younger generations, Dave, with the wages they're on, they're probably thinking, well, hang on, I'm out, like what you said, I'm out there on the pitch performing, I'm on more money than you. You might be the manager, but I don't have to listen to you. If we don't get on, and I play a bad performance, and it causes bad results, you're gone.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of players do today. They decide to shove the manager under the bus to bring in the next manager, and if that doesn't work, you've seen it with clubs, especially with this one with Man United.
Well, I wouldn't say so much then. I know I get what you're saying in that respect, but if you think about it, what club, and I'm talking about the players, forced out 4 or 5 managers?
Well, you could turn around. I suppose you can probably put, I don't know, Chelsea or Tottenham in that category.
Well, the first one, Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah. player power dictated the dispatcher of Mourinho, Conte, Sarr.
Yeah.
You know, they thought they run the place. I mean, even when you think Tuchel, when he first came in, he had a bit of clout behind him, but that soon changed. And you know what happened there? He was gone as well.
Yeah.
Ravi's asking question: is football in general as exciting as it claims to be these days, or is it just going to pot? I think you've asked this question before, Ravi, and I know it's kind of worded slightly different. The problem is when the style is so similar, and unfortunately, in certain games, it's a bore fest. We know full well when you're seeing some of the top teams playing, they're going to cancel each other out. I mean, City, we know what happens with that one.
That's why get your sleeping bags out when
Cool.
City come to town.
This is the thing, you know. I mean, with our new manager now, I mean, the one that was overtook that was watching us playing Everton. That in itself was dire. But yeah, what you're saying. It's not as exciting. There's nowhere near that. I think the only you might see the odd game that where the score line is very close, but other than that, no. Michael saying Brighton just let a Scottish club use their algorithm at a cost. Wow. Which one is that? Scottish club, but not the big two. Fuzzy, from what you know of Emery, describe the feelings for you as a United fan, him taking charge.
I've said numerous times before, Ten Hag got sacked, that I would like a manager like Ruben Amorim, because I think somebody that's on the upcoming portion of his managerial career, get traction early. Of course, everyone will label them as hipster managers, but I mean, just look at the sort of impact he's had culturally in Portugal. The perception that all of the people in that country have got of him. The people saying, "Oh my God, like the stuff that he's done over here." It's like, look at Jose Mourinho when he started out, in the Portuguese league with Porto, doing some crazy things with them. Now you've got Amorim, who's had the same impact, maybe not European, intercontinentally, as successful as Jose, but the era of dominance, a feeling of dominance in the league. Amorim's got the similar type of fear factor with the rival clubs, because I mean the amount of people celebrating his departure in the Benfica and Porto fan bases, like, yes, we can actually compete again. It says a lot about how people feel about him in Portugal. And out of all the other managers that we were linked with, I mean, people were talking about like these two insufferably, talking about Southgate. That got buried. Gladly got buried alive.
There's still a
6
chance,
feet.
guys. There's still a
6
chance.
feet. Yeah, there's still we can give it to him now. Give it to him. But there's people talking about Graham Potter, this, Thomas Frank, so Thomas Tuchel, and people like reports saying, "Oh yeah, Man United with their financial situation will have to look at the free agents market." Lo and behold, Barada's had things cooking in the background, and it's just happened so fast. Like out of nowhere, it goes from Ruben Amorim's. I'd like to have Ruben Amorim at Man United. I would love to have him at Man United. You go from overnight, from yesterday evening out, I'd like him at the club. Next morning, it's happening. The club are absolutely putting everything in the basket to get Amorim. And then by the evening, people are over there in Portugal signing the agreements. And it's just like, well, that was quick. They've had this in the pipelines, and that's the sort of planning that I've got to give hats off to Ineos for. Because of course you had the interim period with with Ruben Nistelrooy taking over, undefeated, one of the highest win rates ever. He can hold that forever. But yeah, just straight to the point. No faffing about. No sort of, oh, we need to hold loads of interviews. Like, there's a way that we want this club to be, and we need to attain ourselves a quality, a level of manager that's going to deliver the expectation of what we have as the directors of this club, because we want to talk about Premier League trophies and Champions League. So let's get somebody who, embodies that vision, and the fact that we've got a manager that fills that vision at the age of 39. What if he gets? What if he settles down at Man United and just goes on for years and years and years? Because if he goes to the very top end of the game, well, I don't need to go up another step. I'm here.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe Real Madrid come calling and say, "Oh, well, we'd like your manager," and he just goes, "Well, no, no, this is my club. This is my club."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but he can make it his own, and he's ambitious enough to emulate what Ferguson achieved. Then why not?
Well, I mean, look at Pep Guardiola at Man City signing an extension.
Exactly.
He's never spent longer at a football club in his career. Barcelona, Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Like 4 seasons at Barca, 3 seasons at Bayern. Comes to Man City, been here ever since, and still signing extensions. So Pep's relatively comfortable. So the same can happen with Ruben Amorim, but I would like it to be that we're actually successful by the time Ruben gets comfortable.
I think it'll come, man. I think it'll come. I think it will come.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think you'd be fine. I mean, great comment from Michael. Look at the difference in Wales. Now under a manager, there was always a winner as a player. Craig Bellamy has got them, done wonders yesterday. Look at the result yesterday. How they pulled it out of the bag.
Yeah,
great result.
Yeah.
Thanks on that. You also letting him know. Yeah. Thanks, McManus. Yeah. Thank you.
He went with a 3-4-3 as well, did Craig Bellamy. He's been studying on Amorim's book. He'd be reading.
Once that 90k was drip train. Yeah, true. Collins alluded on to the Loppy interview. He also said about cultivating young talent. Well, he said a pack of lies there. We have not seen anything of what he has said. Nah. Well, what he's done with them, Colin, he's shipped them off. They're all out with other clubs at the moment. So there's that kind of. I mean, if he's cultivating, he needs to kind of go to the old crops, cut them down, and bring them back. Maybe fuzzy accounts.
He actually thanked Vincent Kompany because he was Vincent's company's number 2, wasn't he? And he said he actually gave the guy the time and respect for obviously what he's achieved, like what he's learned under Kompany. But in all fairness, when you look at that, obviously he's the banter of Bayern Munich. He hasn't been doing that great there, has he, Kompany? Let's be honest.
Well, there's a weird appointment in the first place, wasn't it? When you think about it, I mean, what he was doing with Burnley, and then next minute he's going to Bayern, and it's like, hold on,
that's a much bigger step. You know what I mean?
That don't make sense. That one.
No. If it was like a Burnley to an Everton, you get it. But do you know what I mean?
From there to Dortmund, it makes sense at all. James is asking you, Fuzzy, will Amorim work under a sports director, or is he managing everything himself?
Sports director.
Of course,
so he's going to have the likes of Ashworth and Wilcox to do the heads for primary recruitment, but supposedly Amorim does get a say in the sort of players that the club sign. I think ultimately the majority of the work is going to be done for him, and that's, I think, the integral structure. I mean, look, just between the announcements of between Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim. Ten Hag was announced as the manager. Ruben Amorim was announced as the head coach. So I think that right there, job title wise, states, well, you're a bit more hands off on all the other factors, just focus on the team. And I think that'd be nice. That'd be nice for a head coach of Man United. Leave all the off pitch cancer to people that are trying to drain the swamp. And then you've got a squad of players there.
Yeah.
Focus entirely on them.
See, I mean, Frankie's saying, long are the days gone when you worked all week and you could stand on the terraces on a Saturday and vent your shit, win, lose, or on the booze. It's very true. Easy with Tony with the cat kickers. Yeah, we'll be fine there. Most footballers are pricks. Absolutely. Big up the irons. Big up. Yeah, come on, you irons. Or Anthony says, come on, you idiots. It might sound harsh, but if players get injuries, they shouldn't get their wages till they play again. Pay as you play. But Michael's saying, yeah, players will always hold the power. Play shite, the manager gets sacked. This is the truth. That's what I was thinking. What the hell? It took so long to sub. Pepper's saying, change mine again, going 5-0 Newcastle.
Slap him.
Yeah, funny you say that. We've still got one owner and 4 managers. Yeah. Howard's going 1-3 for the Mighty Hammers. Big up, yeah. Yeah, got the England job. Man, there's young players today don't clean boots, don't respect the older pros. Good comment. They're on top money at age with sponsorships. It's a joke. Too true.
I think Ferguson actually put in the Carrington Academy changing rooms a picture of Lionel Messi cleaning his boots. And it's like, well, humble beginnings, guys. Even the greatest of all time, perceivably the greatest of all time players, have these moral and these standards. So, keep yourself grounded, because ultimately that's where you're going to stay the course. But
of course,
give yourself up too easily, you'll become a shell of the player that you could have been.
True. Cheers, Howard. Thanks for that coming in as always. Cheers, gentlemen. Off to spend the evening with the West Ham Network family. Much love and chat. Thanks again, mate.
Thanks,
brilliant. Pepsi. Triple Captain Isaac on the FPL. That's what he's looking for. Mark was saying, Fuzzy, do you think Van the Man would be a good fit at West Ham?
He could sort things out. I think what he did at Man United was steady the ship a little bit, get players sort of a little bit more chins up and stuff. I think him going into West Ham would be, I think, a bit of a lift for the players at West Ham.
Agree with that.
And I think in terms of the way that he plays, a bit more modernistic, not sort of confused or anything. I think that would be an ideal fit for him. I think a big squad to work with, but wouldn't necessarily think that Ruud would struggle with a big squad, and not really filled with players that think they're so much better than the club. So
yeah, because I did hear apparently, because his hat was thrown in the ring for the Coventry job, but he come down to wages at the end of the day. So I don't know how true that is or not.
Wow. Was it Frank Lampard's gone there?
He's virtually nailed on there, isn't he, Frank Lampard? He was saying, heard a United fan earlier talking about what Amarin wears, his drip, his watch. Better focus on what he would do positive for the club. Gotta be. Yes,
I'll tell you what,
Richard.
Sorry.
Sorry, good evening, Richard. Evening, Tony and Fuzz. Hope you're all good. We are indeed, mate. And let me just take a picture of your predictions before they disappear.
Yeah, it was. What I'm about to say is the people talking about, his drip, his style and everything. One thing that Amarim's coming with is he's not coming trying to make himself a star of a show at all. Very, very conservative, very like, I'm comfortable wearing this. I'm comfortable just, he's a Portuguese eye. No chance. 6 trophies. More trophies than he's had years in management. So there's already streets ahead, and not to mention from the Portuguese league versus the Norwegian league. So it's they're two different kettles of fish, I'm afraid, still. So but yeah, I just think with Ten Hag, there was a sort of awkwardness to him. I think.
Yeah.
People sort of like, he's a strange character. He's a very strange character. With Ruben Amorim, he's just very warm. People like him.
Well, as soon as you see that smile, isn't it? As soon as you see him smile,
Yeah.
it's a case of like,
And
you know.
even though technically it shouldn't be an issue in this country, even though it still is, especially with the media and all of that. The English that he speaks, he's very clear when he talks. He's a bit like Cristiano Ronaldo when he talks in English. You know, it's very easy to understand, very easy to communicate with, and just compassionate.
Sounds
a
good.
bit of a personality to him. So I think just easier to get along with as first impressions go.
Which I think you'll see filter throughout the club and the team and everything else now. It's saying, cold tonight, lads. My neck is all over my pelvic VAR during the line. He was saying Emery's going to hire some pickpockets first training session, Fuzzy. 100%.
Well, you never know if Arteta's ones have gone rogue. They might have. They might be on the run from the police in general. They're supposed to be a professional job, but they've gone
Make
off.
the way over there. Before I come to Ravi's one, I'm just going to say goodbye to Colin. He's also going over to West Ham Network as well for Budgie. Brilliant show, gents. Tony, Fuzzy, and Anthony. As always, take care and good night to you, wonderful gents. Sorry, don't be sorry, mate. We know we know it's that kind of time where we say goodbye to some people when they go and join Budgie and Kieran.
It's fine, but it's fine, Tony. Just accept taking the back seat here.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
mate. That's it.
On the back.
You've got your 580. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's all go home now.
Shut up, shop.
Celebration's over.
Thanks, Chad, for being in. Go up with it. Yeah, all done. Ravi's asking the question for all. Are you confident any signings will come in for all of your three clubs? I can't see it from West Ham's point of view. Spent too much money in the summer. Unless we decide we may have to go in for another forward, because obviously the one we've got is crocked. Good evening, Rich. I hope you will.
Man United, there's transfer talk is actually in full effect. Talking about wing backs, heavy talks of Alphonso Davies from Bayern.
Yes, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Talks again from Kirkish's camp at Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about a left wing back. So does that mean that it's just extra depth to compete with Tyrell Malacia, or is Luke Shaw being made as one of the three centre backs? So
I think in your case, I think you bring in someone like this, then you want to see at least a token signing that this is what we're going to be looking forward to come the next window. So surely they're going to bring someone in that's going to have some impact at least.
Yeah.
Oh, fuzzy nigger. Get down. Get to the chopper.
I wish my arm was as big as my head. Big as my fat head. I'm only sort of half. I'm only halfway
you've got bigger arms, and then there, folks. You've got bigger arms, definitely.
No enhancement needed.
Brilliant. He was saying, can't spell Emery for shit. Fresh start for United. I hate saying this, but I want to see United progress. We'll never be the old United, but definitely could be back up near the top of the table again. Totally agree on that comment as well.
Actually, there's an interesting quote that Amorim actually supposedly said that with United struggles, United basically have struggled in the way they have because they've tried to play in Sir Alex Ferguson's shadow rather than in his spirit. And it's an interesting perception of things because maybe Man United have tried so hard to continue a legacy as opposed to, in the honour of Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy, do things this way to to sort of give it a new lease of life.
But what you just said there, I mean, if you're trying to be in the shadow, then you're not mirroring what Ferguson did. Whereas if you do the spirit of what Ferguson did, achieved, then he's got more of a chance to to see success and progression that way.
Yeah, I think Shadow's just trying to be the second coming of something, but it's never really going to work. But doing something in the spirit is like, it's inspiration. You take a bit of inspiration of what that once was, but what you do is unique, and you're seeking your own path to be better than everybody else, but doing it your way.
Yeah.
It's like with how Ferguson, forged his path, his career path, did everything his way, didn't copy anybody. So, Amarim, if you want to be another Ferguson or a Mourinho, forge your own path. And it looks like he's coming with the impression to do just that. He wants to forge
Totally agree on
path.
that. Frankly saying, West Ham have a decent squad, more than most in the so-called bottom half. How about Brendan Rodgers? Again, it's another one that's been thrown into the ring. Brendan Rodgers' name.
I mean, I would not entertain Brendan Rodgers. I mean, you look at it, Leicester.
Got good character. Very good character.
I mean, yes, Michael in goal, and Didi, Harry Winks, Vardy, even Harvey Barnes was out on the wings. They had they had decent players there at Leicester. He lost the dressing room. I won't entertain Brendan Rodgers.
Cut the stream, Dave. Absolutely, Dave. Cut the stream.
End the stream, Dave.
And they're just saying, like, they're laughing at these things here. But Ravi's got another question. Can Liverpool go all the way like Craig David did in the league? For me, we can win the league if we get the right reinforcements in January. Otherwise, it's good night, sweetheart, like Nick Lyndhurst.
I think he can. I really do. I think what he's done, don't get me wrong, he's inherited that team from Jurgen Klopp. But I've noticed a different style of playing. I always say they seem to be more creative under Slot than what they do under Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
But look, they've bought in one player, that Chiesa, for like 12.5 mil. He's been injured. He hasn't even featured. They're learning him. Yeah, and they don't need him to. So in theory, it makes you think: did Liverpool really have to spend this season?
I don't think they did, mate. Because it was, I think it was a big question mark. Because remember when we did the transfer show, we saw nothing coming in for Liverpool, and it's a case of that's are they not backing this new manager that's coming in? But it proves that didn't need to really, because at the end of the day, I mean, Slot, there's a calmness about him. Even when you see him after the post-match talks kind of thing, he's got a smile on his face. He's living life, and rightly so, because he's there.
Yeah.
If you look at the table now, do you think that it could possibly end up like that?
At this minute, I think.
Okay. Let me reword that. If you look at the top four, do you think it can stay like it is currently?
What's that? Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. You know what? I think it could. I think at the moment, you can't put Man United, you can't put Tottenham in that equation. Villa, they're playing Champions League football. I thought that their form's going to dip a little bit within the Premier League. I think quicker Villa gets knocked out the chat, and I'm nothing against Villa. There's just too many games for Aston Villa, and I think that they have got a bit of depth in their team, but they haven't got the quality of for them to play in the Champions League, to get really far into it. So the quicker they're at the Champions League and they can concentrate on the Premier League, I think that'd be fine for Aston Villa. But I mean that's my opinion. But
because I think at the moment currently it's.
But he doesn't defeat the players.
Liverpool, City. Who's third? Because you're fourth.
Chelsea are third.
So there you go. So it could stay like,
like
that.
So it's like that. But but he actually said it in there. He said, "I do not invade players' boundaries. I'm not up in their fit and all that. I've actually made it known to the players, if there's any problem, pull me aside or come and knock on my door. My door is always open to them, no matter what."
That's what you've got to do in it.
That's what he's done, and he's created a different philosophy for this Liverpool. team, and I think fair play to him. I think he's the only one, as in a Dutch manager that's come here. I think he'd be the only manager that would do well. We've seen Dutch managers coming here and fell.
True, absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Michael saying the only problem I see with Amarin will have is big boy Charlie's at the club. Seems every manager since Alex have had that problem. Yeah, well, you know, hopefully handle them a certain way.
Yeah, I think the club hierarchy will deal with that too, because they won't be ignorant to the way players have behaved, especially when Ten Hag ended up getting the sack.
Yeah,
and the people who say, "Oh, look at the first training sessions. Oh, Casemiro saying top training, and Rashford with another PR statement. Oh, these guys are super happy. They're so happy." It's like they did the exact same thing for Ten Hag's first training session. They did the exact same thing, or Marcus Rashford did the exact same thing for Ollie's first training session.
Oh God! I'm going to zoom in. I always zoom in. I'm on a mobile thing.
Great to be here. Grrr, pump that iron.
God.
Anthony,
the only thing I'd say, the only thing I meant, I don't know. The first thing that stood out was the breast to me. Well, you know, I'm not.
Some roided breasts right there, can't I?
Anthea Herbert nigger. Rossi's like, yeah.
Yeah, you're on 502 subs now.
Oh, yes. Wow. Congratulations, son.
It's going to take menu time. But same as Arsenal, we have struggled. The bubble will burst for the Scouts and the Spurs will always be shit. Very true. Yeah, Mama, absolutely. Looks like you got another sub. Tony means. Right, Colin. Yeah, it's hilarious.
I hate to think about my own shooting. It'd be all this. That'd just keep me in subs. All this, Anthony this, Anthony that. It's like, yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah.
Brilliant. Ravi's put in here, Liverpool, we need a new left back. Robber's not up to scratch. Costa's good, but he can't do it alone. They also need covering the DM for Gravenberch. Don't want to burn him out.
But they talk about, I know he's saying about Robertson, like, you know, but the problem that I think in Liverpool is if they got the power to keep Trent, because I heard Real Madrid is sniffing around. So, but then when you hear it, Tim, people blow hot and cold on Trent. 1 minute he's good, next minute people are like saying he ain't great. I mean, look at the Euros at England. I mean, the majority of the players was actually running down Trent, saying that he didn't perform in the Euros. So, and why would you play him in the DM position? Remember, Southgate, he shoved him, because we talked about it on the Man United agenda, didn't we?
We did indeed. Yeah. I mean, put him in the mid, you know, nah. Robbie's saying, I get what you're saying, Ant, on Villa. With too many games, it could be costly for them, which more like could be as well. Excuse me. London, yeah. 2 minutes of mention, I think, Mama. HotFuzz, did they play North London forever? Oh, dear me. Yeah.
Do you know who? I found out on a video today. I knew the person. Well, I didn't know in person, but I found out who the person was that actually made that song up. Do you know she was in Birds of a Feather? Was it what's her name? Robinson. What's that? Robson's last name? The one with the blondish hair.
Blondish hair, yeah.
Well, Linda.
Is it Linda Robinson? No, not.
Yeah, Linda Robinson. Apparently, it's her son that made the song up. He's an Arsenal fan, and it was him, and it was one of the not Martin Kemp from Spandau. Gary Kemp is his brother, isn't it? It was on. I seen it today on Instagram video, and they were in London in the High Street. And he did that like selfie. And apparently Gary Kemp, he made a song up for Sichenko, the song that we got. He was the one that created that song. And Linda Robson, her son, was the one that created up this what was it? The Arsenal song that we're not really keen on.
North
London
London Forever.
Forever. North London Forever. Yeah, he was the guy that made the song up.
North London United forever.
Don't you know?
Herbert.
Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Good lyrical
pump it
tune
up.
there. 252 burner accounts for subs there, Mark. Marcus put here, Kudos gets a 5-game ban for beating on Spurs players. Bentancur gets 9 games for saying crap about Son.
I was watching it on, I think it said it on Sky Sports News. Tottenham are trying to get this lifted from Bentancur. They're trying to get it lifted or something like that, so he doesn't get basically doesn't get done or anything like that. He doesn't get in trouble.
Not looking good, then, is it?
It's not looking good. No.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know who it is. Whether it's some of the Manchester City players that were saying some. I think it's Bernardo Silva and one of his black teammates at Man City, where he made a borderline racist joke, and the player on the receiving end was like, "Oh no, I think it's Benjamin Mendy." And Benjamin Mendy was just like, "No, nah, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this." Everyone else was losing their shit. Everybody was losing it. But Bernardo Silva didn't get any punishment for it.
No, it's true.
Under this manager, yes, Matt, you're right.
Empty trophy cabinet forever.
Arsenal Hotspur, that's what they're going to call us soon. It's just going to be nothing but dust.
Oh, man. Revy's saying, Robert, as much as I love him, what he's done, he's just not going to be as effective as he was now. He's naturally coming into an end. Yeah. But yeah, everyone, got off. You can go from there. Just want to kind of catch up things. We're nearly wrapping up a bit. So people in the chat, the ones that do the predictors, if you can, as per normal for the time being, if you can just send it through on the community page or through X or Insta, and we'll go up from there. But let me just show you this. We did the predictors for the international games for the 2 England games, and there is one clear winner out of all of this. You've got the maximum points, because I think the points slightly different on this one. Let me just share it. Oh, hold on. So when you look at that there, let's just move it out of the way with
7 points.
Yeah, points for exact score, 7. Points for correct result with correct goal difference, 4 points. Points for correct result, 2 points. So Pepsi smashed it for the second game. And clear winner.
Fair play, Pepsi back.
So your Bristol Rovers shirt and mug will be on your way to you, and that Anthony will give you the his details and that, and he'll arrange it for you.
I'll even Pepsi, because it's you. I'll even sign it to you, son.
Wait, how's he ended up with 13 points off one result?
So if you go with points for exact score, 7 points.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've added all of the points collectively for all of the...
Yeah. So I did a little bit different for this one. So
I mean, look at all these 4s there. I mean, how could you have called it? Like, if it... Just imagine if Pepsi Pack was on. Let's see if he got 4 points like the rest. How would you call in there?
Yeah, exactly.
Can we just say, right, one quick thing? Before Doge in America cuts all the funding and stuff for like some of the most stupidest case studies, can we let America complete the study for the following? The NIH working feverishly to complete the study on the effects of giving meth to jetpack wearing hamsters. I'm not
wearing
joking.
hamsters.
I'm not joking. Those have been doing investigations as to what the government has been spending money on. Some of the most wackiest shit on there.
Wow.
We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars going towards these things. Like
Wow,
meth addicted jetpack. It's like G.I. Joe, that fucking CGI film.
Wow, this is ill. Jesus, I have to look at the pictures of that. Good evening, Stanley. I'm doing very well, mate. Hope you are as well. Good to see you. Long time no see. Hope everything's good. Hopefully, see you soon. Just dog everywhere. David, smash the likes as hard as you smashed in my back doors, as I'm only going on the panel. Ravi saying North London forever. I've heard it live at a few women's Arsenal's games. My Arsenal mates took me to. Football fine, but that song, I'm sorry, it's a tacky song. A club like Arsenal could do much better. 100% on that one. Yeah, Get rid of North London forever. We are from the south and play hot stuff, facts, but act and play with the music. True. Yeah, and Ravi is our song, Never Walk Alone. And we've got from there. And missed that kitchen. Oh, yes, you won. You absolutely won. Michael, good luck with the weekend games. Thanks, Michael, coming in and that. And if you're still around in the chat, obviously we'll be doing the West Ham review tomorrow. So if you're around for that, it'd be good to see you in the chat as well. So thank you very much, sir. Rocket flying hamsters. Wow.
Addicted to meth.
Ravi saying, what I like about you three guys is you don't exaggerate on your clubs. You always keep it real and speak facts, which is why I like watching you. You all sound lads, funny, knowledgeable, entertaining. Ravi, thank you very much, mate. And I mean, your questions as well. You know, you give us some great questions in there and that, and we try. I know we missed out a couple the last couple of weeks, but with most of the questions you give us, we do put in there, and also we appreciate that. Just like all the people in the chat. I mean, you know, this is what we've built up a good community with this show, and we do enjoy all the company. But we really appreciate your comment, mate. Thank you very much.
I didn't realise he's actually in our WhatsApp chat as well, Tim.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, in that group chat we're in, he's actually in there.
Have a look at it again. He's probably come out now, and now he realises that.
Yeah, true. He's going to message us now individually and say, right, these are the questions I'm going to ask you on Wednesday nights. All right?
All stuff is a great tune and sums up Arsenal perfectly. Yeah. Hell yeah, love the banter. Absolutely agree. And you know, obviously, when I catch you at the lunchtimes and that, we have a good little chats as well, me and you. So keep doing good stuff in that. I mean, you're smashing it with your subs as well, mate. So keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Fuzzy, as we're coming up towards the end, what you got coming up and where can people find you?
In a lab with rocket hamsters. Yeah, you find me on HotFuzz44 OG, and with the return of the football this weekend. Probably run a preview show of sorts on the Friday, and then I think the game is on the Sunday, so probably follow up with the post-match reaction. I've got the weekend off of work, so be able to watch a lot of the footy. So I'm looking forward to that. And yes, of course, after the match reaction, and then we'll have the Sunday night takeaway show. And yeah, that's my week into weekend pretty much for the most part. And yeah, good stuff.
No, exactly. Good stuff, mate. We do, mate. I'm here for anyone who's working on break or just pissed we got you. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Thanks, James. Great show, guys. Go Hammers, Arteta out. Absolutely. Well, Loppy out as well. Let's hope for, we can only pray for that. But thanks, James, as always. No worries. What are you going to be sorry for, mate? What are you going to be sorry for? Don't be ashamed of what you do. I mean, you sort of my boat race every time you see this show, so don't be worried about it at all, mate. Anthony, what you got coming up, mate?
Oh, coming up on Sunday, we're going to be doing the Sunday night takeaway. I'll tell you the truth. I was going to come on. I was watching a film because I messaged you saying, and then suddenly Girls Aloud was on the telly. I literally ran around the house trying to find, and I actually managed to find them, a box of tissues. And as I came downstairs, it fucking finished. So that was that. And then I thought, well, look, you was coming towards the end of the show, and I watched it, which was a good show. So hopefully I'm going to be on there Sunday. I know who's going to be on there Sunday, and I know who's going to be. If we lose to a certain team, we know this certain individual who's going to be on there. A Forest fan, right? Rubbing it in. Yeah. And also next week you can find me on Tuesday on Football Dad's Army with Lee, and also on our show on Thursday with Lee, Football Dad's Army. But back on this show on Wednesday, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, because you didn't have a show yesterday, did you?
No, we didn't. No, and I don't think we got one on Thursday. This Thursday coming, so I think he's going to go back to next week. I think we're just going to.
No, I'm sure I saw something for the final score.
Yeah, you may have done, but I think what it is in the chat, I'm not too sure if it's happening now. The show, if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. But you know, if it happens, I'm there. If it don't happen, it'd be the following week.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, thanks you in the chat. I mean, hanging around with us. We're just gone over the 2-hour mark. Yeah, tomorrow night I'll be doing the West Ham review. Hopefully, have Budgie, maybe even Jeff on there, and maybe some other people as well, where we're going to talk about the trials and tribulations of being a West Ham fan at this moment in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, all good stuff and that. But
what time does that show start?
Sorry, mate.
What time does that show start? Is it 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try and work. I don't know if you want to, but you know, I'm actually game. If you want me to come on that show next week, because obviously it's West Ham versus Arsenal, it's entirely up to you. I'll just come on, rip the piss out of you, give you a little shit, and you know, and that's it. You know,
yeah, right. Of course. Like the Arsenal, got consistency, choking its banter. Of course, mate. That's what it's all about. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Trials and tribulations of Julia. Fucking Lopetegui. You're not wrong there, you know. Well, yeah, we're still working on that. Pepsi. Hopefully, will be, you know, because I've got to kind of kickstart some of the spotlights on there and that. So I'm hoping to do that shortly. But yeah, at the moment, because obviously with the family thing going on, it's taking a bit of a back burner at the moment. But hopefully, I shall pester in him and get it going.
Fuzzy.
So all we can say now is no worries.
Greats are good.
Oh, yeah.
The greats
The
are
greats are good.
The greats are good.
Enjoy the rest of your evening and the next couple of days, and obviously for the weekend coming up. And the Premier League's back finally. Catch you all next time. Take care.